Oh, yes. Thank you for having me here to explain a little bit more about the health studies program. I have been here since the spring semester of 2017. Took over the health studies program, helped mold it to what it is right now. And it's a program which is geared towards students that want to be in public health or community health or health promotion, or if they want to use their degree in order to pursue other degrees in other areas, like graduate programs in psychology, social work, um, business administration, public administration. So they can use this degree not only to work in public health and community health, but it's also a good launching pad for a career in other fields. I always wanted to help people, and I've always interested about health. How do we motivate people in order to choose healthy behaviors over unhealthy behaviors? Because it's a lot, it's easy to say you should do this, you shouldn't do that, but it's very hard to motivate people, especially if the behaviors they're engaging in is part of their lifestyle. If someone's been smoking for 20 years, you just tell them, hey, stop smoking is not going to be sufficient enough. And so there has to be some kind of motivating factor that we must touch upon in order to, successfully have people, engage in behavior change. Volunteer experiences. There's plenty of volunteer experiences. There's plenty of community health organizations around, like the public health department, for example. They're always looking for volunteers on things, and that's a good way of getting experience, especially if you're an undergrad program, because the one complaint we get from many students is, how am I going to get experience? How do I get experience if I'm not offered experience? Well, a lot of times you have to go out there and, get your own experience. And so a lot of times you have to go out there and actually work for free. Sometimes just to get your foot in the door. And it's about knowing people. And so the more that you can actually go out and engage with other people, and meet as many people as possible, that's a plus in our field and in any field. But really, it's getting out there, getting experience, meeting people, and making contacts, because it's all about social networking. It's about who you know. Certain courses that students, will look at and ask, why do we have to take this? It's not as exciting, like research and evaluation. That's the one that a lot of students don't enjoy as much, because research can be tedious. It can be kind of dry, and so therefore they don't see the importance of it. But I always draw on the most crucial aspect of research, which is everything that we learn is research based. And so they get it, even though they still are not interested in the subject. They eventually get around to the importance of the research. And then another thing is about our program is you have to be a people person. If you're going to be in public health and community health, you have to be someone who's engaging, someone who can establish relationships with people, cultivate relationships. And some of our students aren't like that. Some of our students are more introverted. Some of them may prefer to be in an office working. And in public health, most of the time you're going to be dealing with people, and most of the time you're going to be in front of people, and you have to do public speaking. And so therefore, you're going to have to be someone who's going to have to be comfortable with people. And so those are some of the challenges that students have with our program. They enjoyed the program. A lot of them said it prepared them for entry level jobs in the field. You gave them a theoretical framework to work with once they got out in the field. Helped them prepare for graduate school. They could see where a lot of the concepts that they were learning in school were actually being applied out in practice. So those were some of the feedback I got from students. Enjoy working in groups. They love working in groups, and I always make it a case to try to get the students, engaged in the group, because when you work in public health, you're mostly going to be working with groups. You're usually not going to be working by yourself, so you have to be able to work with other people. And a lot of times you're not going to be able to pick who you work with. So you might work with people that you may not like personally. You might work with people who may not do their own work or hold up their end. That's just something you have to deal with. And so the group work is where students really enjoy, because they really get a sense of what public health is. And a lot of it is working in groups. The JAMP is a Joint Admission to Medical School program. And what it is a state-funded program for eligible students that are academically strong. Okay, it's competitive. Okay, who are academically strong and are of a certain socioeconomic status. Okay, of a certain economic background. Okay, and what they do is they compete with other students. Okay, in order to secure spots. All right, and UHV usually has 2 spots every year for the JAMP program. If they get in, okay, they get accepted by JAMP, and again, it's competitive. They are guaranteed, once they get through the JAMP program, they are guaranteed admission to one of the medical schools, public medical schools in Texas. Okay, and so usually how the process begins is I would recommend that students come see me towards the end of their freshman year. Okay, because you have that 2 academic years left over in order to be in JAMP. So usually at the end of their freshman year is when they come see me. And there's certain prereqs they have to take, like general biology for science majors, general chemistry. Those are courses they need to take, all right, before they get into the program. And there's certain credits, like 27 credits they have to accomplish by their freshman year. So if they're interested, they can come see me, and and I can sit down with them and explain the process with them to see if it's something that they would be interested in applying for. Oh, it can provide them a feeling that they're helping others. It can provide them with the feeling that they're making a difference. You really get a sense of what's going on in the world. Like, for example, COVID-19, we talk a lot about that in the epidemiology class. And so they get a sense of how diseases impact human health, how health behaviors lead to diseases. All right, and they get a good sense of how public health works when they go through the program. So that's what would benefit them. If they ever had an interest of helping people make better choices in their lives, helping people engage in preventative behaviors, this is a program for them. And if they want a good foundation in order to get into graduate school, this is another good, this is good for them, this program.